Hello, welcome to Library Media 5513 Information Resources and Services. My name is Dr. Alicia Baker and I will be facilitating this course. I'll be your instructor. So I wanted to go ahead and look at the course and give you some information about the syllabus and how the course is set up and my expectations. So it will be fully online. It will be conducted 100% through Blackboard, and I have everything set up and ready to go. So I want to just kind of review things with you. This looks a little bit different because I'm on the administrative side of things. Your student view will look a little bit different, but it'll have the same links and functionality as mine do. It just may look different. So this is the Start Here page. It talks about the course. Some things that are important to note is that this course is set up in modules. You'll have a learning module one per week, so you can just kind of follow along through that. You have numerous online assignments and discussions. All assignments will be uploaded into the Upload Assignments tab. Also, it is important that you check your NSU email and this Blackboard very frequently, at least a couple of times a week. I do send out emails regarding information. I try to send out a weekly email about what's coming due, to answer any questions that I might have seen. So make sure that you go and you check your NSU email and the Blackboard site frequently. I have set up a Zoom room for you to meet if you would like to do that. If you want to get together and have a conversation with a classmate or something, it's pretty easy to use. Here's a link to it. It's open 24/7, so all you do is click in there. You may have to download something, but it's a very quick download. It's free, and it's just a way for you guys to collaborate if you would like to use that. I will not be going into that room. It is for student use only. Here's some information about me and my office hours, my phone number, my email, all that stuff. My office hours are online Monday and Wednesdays from 9 to 11. I am in my office on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12:30 to 2:30. If you need to meet with me face-to-face, other than that, I can make appointments for different times, so just let me know how I can help you. Also, we could meet via Zoom, a different Zoom room than what I have before. And it's, again, very easy way to meet virtually, so you don't have to come into the Broken Arrow campus if you live far away. But I am available to meet with you and have conversations with you, not just over email, but face-to-face on the phone or via Zoom. So just because this is an online course does not mean that I am not available to answer questions or assist you. Other areas that are technologies needed, NSU Blackboard help, and student resources. So you can look at those if you need to. This area is the most important area because these links are the ones that we'll be using most in this course. So we're right here at the Start Here. We'll come back to the syllabus because I want to go through the Blackboard site with you first, and then we'll cover the syllabus. Announcements. Weekly, I will put announcements on this page and I will email them to you. Just be sure to read your emails. Sometimes I will create videos such as this one. It's important that you watch those videos in their entirety because I do give you important information on those. This was the welcome email that I sent out to you beginning of this week, yesterday I believe, so please read that if you haven't already. It does give you the tasks that are due for the week. I might say looking ahead, you may want to go ahead and start on this project or things like that. So be sure that you read the emails that I send out and look for those every week. Learning modules, I said before that this is divided up into learning modules. So this week you would click into week 1 and give you the date, and it gives you, I did attach Readling Chapter 1 just in case you all have not been able to get the book. Hopefully you have gotten that. You do have 2 books, Readling and the Farmer book. I give you a Think and Reflect. I give you a Due this week, and sometimes I give you notes. So, and then there's also links to the assignments that you need to do. The introductions are due this week, and that's on the discussion board. You can go through this link, or you can go through the link up here on discussions. The information form is here as well as here again. That is only if you are in the Library Media and Information Technology program. If you are in reading or special education or something along those lines, you do not have to complete this information form. This is so we can keep track of our library media students. Those of you who did complete this last semester, please go ahead and complete it again. There is a question on there that says if you've completed this and nothing has changed, just hit yes and you can stop. You don't have to complete it all again. If things have changed, please go through the entire survey again and let us know what's changed. Dr. Carney and myself will be asking for this in all of our library media courses for the next semesters, several semesters to come. So you do just have to do this one time per semester. So if you're taking me for 2 library media courses, you just have to complete it one time. If you're taking me for one and Dr. Carney for one, you still just have to complete it one time. Dr. Carney and I both have access to the spreadsheet where your answers go. So as long as you do it one time per semester, you are covered. You'll get all your points in all your classes. Again, if you're reading or outside of the library media program, you do not have to do this. You are exempt from the information form. You do still need to do the introductions. Everyone does the introductions. So that's what week 1 looks like in the learning modules. You can look ahead. Week 2, it's set up very similarly. It gives you the reading, your think, reflect, your assignments that are going to be due dates, and then it gives you just some information to go through. PowerPoints. The rubrics are here. This is the rubric for the discussion board. I will use this for all your discussions, and it's also embedded within your assignments. So. And then there's a link to the discussion one that will be due. Again, you can go through that link or you can go through the discussion links here. So all your modules are set up that way. You can look ahead at the modules. You can work at your own pace. Just be sure that you go back and you respond to peers' posts in the discussion board. If you work ahead, don't forget to go back and respond to those. Here's your discussions page. So you can see the introductions are here. Peer responses, I put there's not going to be groups for this course. We don't have a lot of students enrolled in this course, so I'm going to give you the option to respond to any 3 peers within the class. So you can have a lot of options for that. And I give you directions on each one of these, so please be sure to read those and follow those closely. This is a Cyber Q&A Cafe. If you have a question that would be for the good of the whole class, if you think everyone might benefit from knowing the answer to this, please put it in here in the Cyber Q&A Cafe and I will answer it. If I don't get to it and one of you know the answer to what someone else posted, please feel free to step in and you can answer questions as well. So I did subscribe to this, so it will go to my email, so I should be able to reply fairly quickly. So anything that's for the good of the whole class, please submit here. Otherwise, if it's an individual question, you can submit it to me personally through email, and I'll answer you on an individual basis. Upload assignments is this tab, so everything will be uploaded through here. Also, found within these are the instructions. So that gives you the due date. If you happen to see if this due date happens to be different than the due date in the syllabus, always go with the syllabus due date. The syllabus is the letter of the law here, so follow the syllabus due dates. I do try to put the dates in several locations, and sometimes I get off, but I apologize if you find those errors, but please go off of the syllabus due date. So on this is where you would upload your assignments. Please do not write submission. You can actually go in here and you can probably copy and paste your whole submission, but please do not do that because it does not allow me to the edits that I can make when you upload something. If you upload it, I can make comments right on your documents and things like that, and it's just easier for me to give you feedback if you actually attach the file and upload it that way. Comments down here, this will come into play if you happen to get an extension on one of your assignments. I have a late work policy, and sometimes there are extensions given, and I have something specific I want you to do in this area if that situation arises. So in a little while I will give you information on the late work policy, but I want you to note where this is right now. So comments that you have for me for anything that you want to tell me about your assignment that you've uploaded, in addition to if it's late, then you are going to put your blurb right here. So keep that in mind. So you have all your assignments that are going to be due. They are here. I've also given you the rubrics to those. The rubrics are also embedded in here. You can view the rubric right here, and this is what I will use to grade your assignments. Assignments and important information. This is a very important tab. So if you look in here, here's a late work policy. Here's a sample. You are going to be doing several annotated bibliographies. Actually, you will have 10 for information resources in the annotated bibliographies. This is an example of an annotated bibliography for a bibliography, and that often confuses people. So I gave you the example of a bibliography that is annotated as your example, but you also use this for dictionaries, atlas, things like that as well. You can follow the same template. I just wanted to give it to you for the bibliographies because the use of those two words are often confusing to people. So we do have new AASL standards. That's American Association for School Librarians standards. We will be using these standards when we are creating our Pathfinder, our lesson plan. Those of you who are not in the library media program, I'm not requiring you to purchase the book because it's kind of expensive. Our students in the library media program do purchase it because we use it for not only this class but for all of our library media classes. So for those of you who are not in the program, I have given you a link to the standards that you can use to complete your assignments that require the AASL standards. So basically what those are is just as school librarians, we have our own standards that we have to follow that are established by American Association of School Librarians. So in addition to the state standards, we have these standards that we use. So that's what those are. You will be using both state standards and AASL standards. So when you see that, you know what's going on there. We will be creating Pathfinder. Here's a couple of examples of Pathfinders. Within the Pathfinder, you're going to be doing a teacher letter, and you'll also do a lesson plan along with the Pathfinder. So that specific assignment has 3 components. You'll be doing them at separate times, though. And here's some information on Pathfinders, and then there's a rubric for all of that. So that information is there in the important documents tab underneath that. Each assignment that you have has the instructions already given for you right here. We've talked about that. You will be observing a librarian in an academic library. So, for example, like a university library, TCC's library, something like that. So you will go in and you will act like you are a student. You're looking for something, and they will take you through a reference interview. So there are certain things that you should be looking for within a reference interview, how they ask questions to lead you and guide what you're looking for so they can better help you. So you will do that. You will actually go through. You can tell them what you're doing, or you can just go in there as a student looking for material, and you can see how they guide you through that process. Also, you will observe the reference desk for 3 hours to see how they help other students. And then you're going to do like a reflection, a synthesis of the information. So there are 3 parts to that library observation and interview. That's due a little bit later. There's a rubric is included. And then there's also a database tutorial assignment, which you will find a database, a digital database, and you will learn how to use it yourself, and then you will create a tutorial for either a teacher or a student how to use that database. So there's information on that as well. The field experience is only for library media and information technology students. Again, those of you who are not in the library media program will not do the field experience. You are required to complete 15 hours in each library media and information technology course that you take, library media candidates. So we have revised the rubrics and the field experience log. So look at those very closely. There's a template in the log. I will show you real quick. Let's get that open up. But you are going to start using this as opposed to our old information, how we had you do the reflection before if this is not your first time in the program. So let's go ahead and look at this. Again, this is only for our library media and information technology candidates. So this is your template. The black stays where it is. The red you will remove. So here's a little bit of information. Diversity, you're going to speak to diverse development, cultural, social, linguistic needs of the learners in the library where you conducted your field experience. Application of shared foundation, that's coming from your AASL standards book, chapter 4, page 54 and 55. So that's where you'll be looking at that. Summary and insights, you're going to keep that heading. A is going to be your first standard that we're looking at. So if you look up here, it's integration of 21st century skills and learning standards. So, and B will be effective and ethical information seeking behavior. C will be information technology. D, networking with library community. E is going to be collection. So you're going to have A through E for this specific field experience. For each one of those, you're going to summarize the standard and include dates, names, times, and locations, and a description of activity with insight into your understanding of the standard and how it is applied through the activity. So you'll do 1 to 2 paragraphs per standard. So you're going to summarize, then you're going to give me the name, date, and location of the library where you feel like you have addressed this standard with the activity that you feel like addressed the standard, and how does that activity address the standard. So you're going to do that A through E for this specific. So it will all be in black font. The red is our directions for you. Again, that's for library media candidates only. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the syllabus. It is on the syllabus page, so I not only gave you the syllabus here, but I also put the tentative schedule here, so this is just got a quick reference for you all so you can see exactly what's going to be happening with when introductions are due this week, along with the information form for library media candidates only. Here's your reading. Please go ahead and do the reading. Even though you're not going to be doing anything with the reading, you will need that information for later. Again, here are the readings and the assignments that are due. First couple of weeks are going to be discussion boards. Here I did give you kind of a look ahead, work on information literacy plan. Down here is your first annotated bibliography that is due, the bibliographies. So be sure to look at that, follow the template that I've given you, and follow all directions on that. That's just one reference resource that you're going to be doing. The next week you have 4 different reference resources. So you will do the template 4 different times. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the syllabus. This is a CRN, or course is 5513, Information Resources and Services. Here is all my information. It's a completely online course. Prerequisites, you just have to be a graduate student. Here are course goals. I'm not going to go over all of that with you. You can look at that on your own. Let's go ahead and skip down to the assignments. Here again, like I told you before, I tried to list the assignments and dates multiple places to make it easy for you all. But there's 4 discussion boards, information forum. Again, you'll be exempt if you're not in library media. Here are the annotated bibliographies, teacher letter memo. So you can see everything here, the amount of points and the due dates. Total points is 515. And here I go through again with all the directions for the assignments. Here are your instructional materials. You should have the Farmer book, the Reading book, Oklahoma Standards. You will have to use that for your lesson plan. Here's a link to the AASL standards for those of you who do not have the book. And then additional readings and web sources and things I will put in the learning modules on the week that they will be used. For this course, it is graduate level, so it does use the modified grading scale. 93 to 100 is an A, 85 to 92 is a B, and so forth. Late work policy. This is one that's very, very, very important. I do tend to have people who request late extensions on their assignment dates. So I am lenient about that for the most part if you talk to me about it prior to the due date. If you wait till after the due date, it's too late. I'm just going to assume that you didn't get it done in time. So please let me know if something happens and you can't get it in by the due date. If you email me, ask me if there could be an extension. Usually there's some kind of extenuating circumstances, an accident, health issues, things going on at work that you weren't expecting. So there are a lot of extenuating circumstances that could cause you to need an extension on your due date. If that happens, email me, let me know. I will typically give you a date when it needs to be completed by, and I'll give you the extension. If you do not request an extension or get an extension from me, you will get a 0 for any late work that is submitted. So please don't get into that situation. Please talk to me, stay in communication with me. Even if I do give you permission, the work that is submitted late will lose 10% of the final grade on the work. Due to the fact that the work builds upon previous modules, it's vital that you keep on top of the work during this course. And then in this section right here, this is what I was talking to you about when you submit your assignment in that additional comments section. If I do give you an extension, please give me a note there that says the date of the correspondence, as well as the method of the correspondence, extension date granted, and the reason for the extension. So for example, you sent me an email on March 26th, granting an extension until the 28th due to a death in the family. So just give me a real quick email stating when, how we communicated, and the extension that I gave you. So that just reminds me, hey, don't give this person a 0. They had an extension. So I get a lot of requests, so it's kind of sometimes difficult to keep up with all of that, and that will just allow me, give me a reminder, so I will grade that assignment and not just give you a 0. And incomplete, if you get to the end of the semester and you're unable to complete in a timely fashion, you've gotten most of your coursework done, you are making a passing grade, there is potential for you to get an incomplete. If that situation occurs, please email me and we will talk about it more in depth at that point. This link takes you to the academic policies of the university. All of these are listed there, so if you have questions about any of these, you can go to this link and you can get information on those. And again, here is the tentative schedule, and this is the exact same thing that I have copied and pasted in your in the Blackboard in the syllabus section. Okay, I think that is everything. I have covered how the course is set up, the organization, my expectations. Again, if you have questions about the syllabus, how the course is set up, or any upcoming assignments, please email me and I will get in contact with you. And I hope to have a great semester. Bye.